I might have done 3 years without attending Pride. And the only reason I went this year was because Rob was going, so it was like one of those, yeah, let's do this, let's go, it's gonna be great, like, and it's not. It's fucking Smirnoff vodka everywhere. I don't know, people almost, maybe an anti-Pride weekend needs to happen. I think there's gotta be something in the middle, like there has to be almost like a part of the city where we plan anti-Pride every year, or like that's where fundraising is done. That's where, but it'd be hard because the organizations feel like they have to go to Pride because you want to get out there and you want to get your, you know, yeah, and it's also about like you're going to get numbers and maybe people are going to understand our cause and like, but that's not happening. Everyone just kind of grabs that leaflet from the People's AIDS Foundation or whatever worthy cause is handing out their information. They grab it and go, yeah, and stuff, and go back to doing shooters. And you're like, this is not what this was supposed to be about. Like, yeah, you know, in Canada we have it better than most places in the world. Not the best, like we like to tout ourselves that we do. We don't. But we've just sort of gotten tired and bored and ignorant. I'm not judging you. I'm calling you stupid. You can say that's a judgment. I say that's a fact. Look, you do have a responsibility as like an out gay male. And you have a responsibility to behave in a certain way that's positive for the community.
There's a guy that I know, and he's older, so he came out in the 80s. And it was so different because the stigma of gays and AIDS came hand in hand. Like, straight people just didn't get it.
Yeah.
And it was so different for him to be a gay male. And even now, like in his workplace, he keeps it very much under wraps. And it's only the people that he's very, very comfortable with that he talks about it because he remembers.
He's still scared.
All the hate. It was
hate. He's still scared.
He was so afraid.
Yeah.
And for people like that, Pride, when it started, was basically being able to walk down the street holding your boyfriend's hand.
Yeah, it was that simple.
And feel like people aren't going to hate you.
Yeah, it was like love was an act of protest.
Yeah, it's a day that you get to be yourself and actually be comfortable with the person that you love.
And now, and now you can walk down the street in Toronto as a whole, holding hands with a same-sex partner and not feel threatened. Yeah. But instead of just finding, you know, evolving with what the issues were, everyone just thought, well, we don't have jocks going down Church Street and wear a baseball bat, so like, it's fine, right? Let's all do coke and dance, and you're like, oh, fuck.
It's like taking 1,000,000 steps forward and then taking 2,000,000 steps back.
Yeah, and it's just, it's not helping any younger people. Like, it's almost selfish because, you know, now look at what you're hearing in these younger people that are out because they just, nobody fostered them, nobody mentored them, nobody, you know, I think most people, I would like to believe at least, can think, you know, I had somebody queer that I looked up to, or that mentored me, or that fostered me, or that made me understand the responsibilities of, I don't know if, and I mean, I guess that's on all of us too, right? I just feel that, yeah, there's been this de-evolution and this sort of stagnancy of like the Jack from Will and Grace sort of mentality that isn't helping anybody. It's not.
I heard your name. I didn't understand the concept of fame, but then I saw those bright red lights. You are the master of sounds and sights. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Oh, Lady Gaga, I'm a guy for you. Yeah, Lady Gaga, make me crazy, girl. It's wonders in your platform boots, you drive me up the wall. The fact that you own so many shoes doesn't mean anything at all. My friends all gave me a real hard time when I purchased your CD. They say, why are you wasting your money like that when you can rip it off for free? Oh, Lady Gaga, I'm a guy for you. Yeah, Lady Gaga, make me crazy, girl. After 5 years of music school, my brain was an overload. Touch non-existent melodies, make it so it don't explode. Despite some simple 3-chord songs, but sometimes adding 4. And that makes me feel a whole lot better, cause this one uses more. Oh, Lady Gaga, I'm God for you. Yeah, Lady Gaga, you're crazy, girl. Oh, you can dance, yeah, you can sing. You brag about wonder if you think at night that little girls everywhere think this is right. I don't digitally manipulate my voice so that others can't hear my mistakes. But I wonder if you lay in bed thinking I can't do this much longer. That's what she said. It's yogurt time!
What is it, a quarter of the population of people with HIV and AIDS in Canada live in Toronto? Like, and it's not just gay dudes, it's everybody. Like, and there's not, I mean, gay issues aside, there's just, we're not doing anything for AIDS work anymore. Like, straight kids need to be fucking with condoms now too. There needs to be more outreach done in every fucking community, like, not just in one community. But it's just, for me, I think I noticed it more at Pride this year because it's always been there. Like, there's always been the safe sex stuff, and I just, maybe because it's bigger, we didn't see it, but I don't know. We were walking around for, I would say between, you know, you guys were there for an hour or two before we met up with you. We were there for an hour or two before, like, you didn't see anything. I was offered drugs a few times, so that's cool. I guess if I wanted to, you know, smoke bath salts, I would have been, you know, great. But, you know, what happens if I wanted to fuck somebody while I was high on bath salts and not making a responsible decision because, oh, there's no condoms around and I'm all fucked up because there's beer tents everywhere that Pride allowed in, and they allowed the Smirnoff and they allowed the fucking Canadian and they allowed all the booze in. Well, isn't there some level of social responsibility? Yes, we all are adults and blah, blah, and we all know those things, but, like, we've all also been 18, stupid, and drunk at Pride. So I just feel like every 18-year-old deserves the right to be 18, stupid, and drunk at Pride and still use a condom. And that's what I'm so sad about the lack of involvement. And yeah, and finding out that we're funny that way ended this year, yeah, no. Stop giving any money to AIDS charities. They don't need it. They're doing fine.
I went back and I thought that's interesting actually. But yeah, I guess Toronto was the fourth place to grow up. But Toronto was kind of like bright lights, big city.
And it's actually a memorial celebration of the lives of people lost to the AIDS pandemic. Each patch is 3 feet by 6 feet because it's supposed to simulate the size of a gravesite. Because we have to remember that at the time the inception of this quilt came, that this was a time when many people who died of AIDS didn't actually have funerals due to both the social stigma of AIDS for the surviving family members, but also because there was a time that many funeral homes and cemeteries actually wouldn't take the deceased remains. Many people were turned away. So lacking a memorial service, the AIDS quilt became the opportunities for survivors to remember and celebrate their loved ones. And a person's patch really became their elegy. And 2 years after the beginning of the quilt, the musical Elegies for Angels, Punks, and Raging Queens opened in New York. And it's actually a song cycle, which is a fancy way of saying a bunch of pretty songs put in a specific order, that was inspired by individual patches on the quilt. So the way that the makeup of this musical is that all of the songs are from the perspective of friends and family left behind, and all of the monologues are supposed to be the voices of the deceased. We have just obtained the rights to launch it in Toronto in the summertime. So we're actually looking. And we're going to give this money to the People with AIDS Foundation. And so we're actually looking for musicians and actors and anyone who's been affected by HIV and AIDS, and that doesn't mean that you have to, your diagnosis doesn't matter. It's how it's affected you. And we want anyone to come and to tell us their stories and to relaunch this musical. So we'd like to do that, and so right now I've got Julia Dunk, who's going to do a number from that piece, and if you guys, anyone wants to be involved on a musician end, you don't have to have any skill set. I don't, and I get by in life. So you can come up and be like, I'll sweep the stage. Great. We need any help we can to make this happen, and anybody who wants to be involved in any way, shape, or form, we are so grateful for. So please do not hesitate to approach me or even Robert later. He'll have all the information on it, I'm sure, on his site. And yeah, so this is Julia Dunk doing elegies for angels, punks, and raging queens.
We played that game for a long time. Got to know some folks. Gave them some change and took their coats. Got their schemes and listened to their jokes. Sometimes they stop by and hear my song en route to their fabulous scenes. And I still get laughs from old photographs with angels, punks, and raging queens. I pass that place like a phantom, and everything has changed. That lousy dive is a sleep boutique. Priorities rearranged. I long for the days of the bad old days, the bar gowns and torn up jeans. And I sing this song to the souls who are gone, sweet angels, punks, and raging queens.
So after all that music, I don't know, I'm kind of like sitting there kind of going, oh, what do I got? I got jazz hands. So,
Jazz
that's all I got. Thank you very much. No. Anyways, no, I just wanted to say, well, thank you to everybody. Thank you for organizing this event. I think it's really, really incredible important. I think historically the power of art, the power of music, the power of storytelling through music is hugely, hugely important. So thank you to everybody that performed, took time out of their days and their schedules, and put effort into what happened here tonight, which is really, really meaningful. And I'm supposed to, I'm using a bit of a cue card, because I'm like, I do public speaking in front of 800 people in a gymnasium, and I have absolutely zero problem with that whatsoever. But I think when you get a smaller crowd, and I think when you're speaking from the heart, I think that's a lot harder, so I'm a little nervous. So I'm supposed to kind of thank you on behalf of PWA, but I kind of want to intertwine a personal thank you, because I am a client of PWA. I've been HIV positive for about 4 years, and about 3.5 years ago, I sort of went through, you always think you're really open-minded, and you always kind of think, oh, well, it's not going to be me, I know everything about it, and I think when it's yourself, I think that brings a lot of stigma to the surface, because I think it's a lot easier to beat yourself up than it is to beat other people up. So I went through a period of illness, career loss, and a really bad disclosure. PWA is very, very dear to my heart because I went there pretty much with my tail between my legs. I remember approaching that agency, and I think the thing with HIV is it can be any of us. I don't think you think in a million years it's going to be you. And you find yourself in this predicament where you need some support. So it took me a long time to reach out. And I still remember the first day that I was standing downstairs in the lobby of this unmarked building, a very small building, where a lot of really big shit goes on, a lot of really big social change goes on. And I remember kind of hesitating about pressing the elevator button, and it took me a lot of courage to do that. So I went into PWA for a bag of groceries, actually, and no money, bottomed out, having trouble paying rent. And not to make it all about me, even though I'd love to get up here and just talk about myself, but so I really had a problem accepting help, and so I went in for a bag of food, but that was just merely an entry point. And that's one of the things that's listed on one of the brochures over there of what PWA does. But it's actually all the stuff that's not listed on the brochure. It's the community connection, it's the allies, the volunteers, the people that are there that really help you come to terms and kind of get you back into the world and engage you in a way that's not sort of like, oh, it's gonna be fine, here you go, here's what you do. It's looking you right in the eye and saying, yeah, this fucking sucks. But here are these options. So, I won't bore you with my whole story, but fast forward to, about a year later, and I'm standing in front of like, a CanFAR event and a Bloor Street event, and I'm actually doing, frontline activism with AIDS Action Now and stuff. So I mean, like, that's just to kind of illustrate the power of engagement, what kind of took place there. So PWA offers a lot of like atypical things from a holistic perspective, like massage therapy, a haircut when you feel like shit, like that type of thing. So so anyways, sorry, getting all emotional. But the money is not just the only thing. It's actually about people connecting and spreading word of mouth. And it's about anybody that's willing to connect with art, their soul, their passion, their time, their energy. It's about people, not only people with HIV, but people that are actually affected by HIV. So anyways, I guess in a nutshell, that's kind of it. I do want to quote somebody really like out there and kooky, so forgive me. I'm from BC, we talked about that earlier. I grew up on Vancouver Island, so I'm going to go ahead and take a hippie moment to thank to thank Yoko Ono, but to quote Yoko Ono that, healing yourself is really connected to healing others. And I think PWA for me, besides all of the programs, the food, all of the really straight up stuff and the practical supports and services they offer, they provide a space for people to engage, to volunteer, to speak, to become activists, to get out there, but also to listen to other people's stories and to heal each other. So I think that's a really, really important thing. So anyways, thank you, and thank you to everybody that came, because I think it's really, really amazing. So, ta-da!
Your appetite has us all sitting down.
Please hang up and try again. Hang up and try again.
Don't you hate that? Something yours to
Thank you.